Hello, everyone. This is TrevisMichelle, your host, Late Night with TrevisMichelle. I'm so excited to be back here tonight. Y'all know I get so excited for every Wednesday because this is our opportunity. So I'm going to give folks time to get in here. I want to welcome everyone as you're coming in. If you have not signed on to StreamYard, I need you, when you comment, to give your name. Otherwise, it doesn't share your name, okay? We're going to do some housekeeping first while folks. Y'all make sure you get your beverage of choice. I have mine here because I love my bling. Okay. I like my bling. You can tell even over here with my chandelier that's going. Hello, Queens. I see you guys coming in. So snatch off those eyelashes, except us. Now we got to look cute because we on camera. You need to put on that bonnet, have your pajamas on. I need you to relax. Get ready for some real talk. Now, late night with TrevisMichelle, ugly side of the backstory. People are like, what does that mean? You know what it means? It means tell your story, but tell us the struggles, how you got there. It's nice to know that you won the race. It's nice to know that you're successful. It's nice to know all of these things. But what we really need to do as women, especially women of color, is encourage each other along that journey. Know that I went through a divorce. I may have had a miscarriage. I got fired from a job. There was COVID and I lost my job. What was your struggle to get to where you are? Because that's what keeps people pumped up. That's what lets you know, okay, I'm going through some stuff, but I know it gets better. I just have to hang in there. So that's why we call it ugly side of the backstory. And I'm just so happy to have you on here. I also want you to make sure that you join my community over on Instagram. I used to go live a lot. And then as you can hear, issues with my voice, but I'm going back to going live. Okay. Even if it's just 10 minutes, I have to go live more often. And then over here on Facebook at TrevisMichelle and Late Night with TrevisMichelle, please like and join the Late Night with TrevisMichelle. Go over to my YouTube. Still working on the looks, but that's okay because it's about the broadcast getting out. And subscribe. It's again TrevisMichelle, trying to be the same across the board. In addition to that, on Clubhouse, come in because I'm always speaking. I'm in rooms, the Herpenoid Network. I also have my own club called Tilted Crowns. And it's just a lot of exciting things going on. So with that being, I think we have some folks in here and I'm going to start saying, hi, Kay. Thank you so much, Queen Angelique. I see you. Please make sure you guys share this out. Make sure you share the replay so other folks can see you. And those who are coming in for the replay, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. So let me tell you, we got to get to this now. My guest tonight, visionary and leader. I'll say it again for you, just in case you didn't get it. Visionary and leader. So you can be a visionary, doesn't mean you're a leader. And you can be a leader and doesn't mean you're a visionary. Now you have both of them together. What? That's unstoppable. Hi, Daphne. Thank you so much. So what I want to do before I bring her on, I'm just going to, because I want your full attention, because you come on and you're going to be all mesmerized, beautiful Black woman. So Coach Nikki Ziegler was truly born to lead. As a prolific speaker and master certified coach, she has been anointed to bring out the inner leader in others. With her background and expertise in marketing, branding, and public relations, as well as advertising, Coach Nikki has set her sights and energy on making a difference by empowering entrepreneurs, Christian leaders, pastors, ministers, speakers, and artists. Why? To reach for the stars, achieve their goals, and fulfill their God-given destiny. Now, Coach Nikki is a wife of a pastor, Jeremiah Ziegler of Destiny World Christian Center in Montgomery, Alabama, and the mother of 4 beautiful girls, Chelsea, Kanaya, Grace and Chloe, and 1 son, Caleb. Coach Nikki graduated from Robert E. Lee High School, attended Miles College, has a BA in Business Communications. She also attended the Touch of Love Institute, where she received her bachelor's in Christian education in 2019. Then last year, during the pandemic, Coach Nikki received her master's in divinity from the Touch of Love Institute. In 2017, Coach Nikki became a certified life coach with the IPC Institute. And in 2019, she became a master's certified coach with the International Coach Federation, which is accredited. Coach Nikki is the president of Life Coach University, an institution that helps people become certified in life, health, career, business, executive, master's coaching, and also teaches classes to certified wedding planners. Okay, when I tell you she has you covered, that's why she's called Master Certified. I am so excited. I hope you are. I hope that y'all have sent this out. I'm going to add to the stream now the illustrious coach, Dr. Nikki Ziegler. Hello, Queen. Welcome, welcome,
I'm
welcome.
so happy to be a part of your amazing show. I'm such a TrevisMichelle fan. Anybody knows that? Know that I love me some TrevisMichelle. Come on with it tonight.
Thank you so much. I'm just so excited that you said yes. You hear me? I'm just really excited that you took time out because I know how busy you are. When I tell you this woman, this queen is busy, well known in the social media streets, well known in the ministry streets, well known in the speaking world. Um, we have a lot. We're gonna talk, and she's real talk. See, we don't come
Oh,
on here and just try to be. Oh, I'm so. That's in the morning, folks. We're 10 o'clock, folks. Okay, we keeping it real because the children better be put to bed. I'm telling you now, they don't need to be hearing this. Right. So Dr. Nikki, tell us a little bit. Now I read your bio and everything, and that's great. But tell us, like, what a little bit about you from you.
well, I mean, I'm just a well-rounded woman who love uplifting the name of Jesus. And I love being around people like TrevisMichelle because she's the realest. If you know TrevisMichelle, you know she can always keep it 100 every time. And you and I, we first met through Kern Cherry. Come on, give it up, Coach Kern. We just connected. It was like, boom, this is my sister. How you doing? What you doing? What we doing? And that's how we roll with it. So for me, I just love loving on people. I love being a trendsetter. I love opening up doors, busting doors down to get things done for the kingdom of God. That's just who I am.
Yeah, she's being very modest. Because you know what? She has a show. The reason we met was because of Kern Cherry, Queen of Butts and Seats. And guys, this what was it? The 20th 1 year with the international best-selling author, right? So we had to do speaking engagements and stuff. And I was at my first speaking engagement with Black CEO, and we had a roundtable. And Kern Cherry said, she goes, I need you to speak. And I was like, yeah, okay, I don't know you. You don't know me, but you want me? And she says, yes, you need visibility. They need to hear your story. And that's how we met. And because of that, she had us, when she says she has something on an event, you are going to be on podcasts everywhere. And I was on Coach Nikki Ziegler's show. And we just connected like-minded spirits, and I'm sharing this because we talk about currency and wealth, but relationship currency is one of the most important currency you can have. Because if you're looking to build your business, whether it's your side hustle or your LLC, your company, you need to build relationships.
You gotta do it.
So that's what is happening. And when looking at me and I'm starting out, I'm like, really? I mean, I know I'm a powerhouse in my own world, in my own mind, but when other people say, hey, I want you in that circle, and I'm so happy to have my circle on here, Tilted Crown Squad, Angelique, Davida, Wynetta, I see you. It's really important to have those, and Tanya, to have those like-minded people with you. But you know what? I want you to, because we're going to dig a little bit. But first, now, what made you go back and do divinity as well as the master coaching?
I wanted to be well-rounded. When you're in this kind of industry, you got to be equipped. You got to be certified. I think you and I have been talking all day about certifications, but you got to have what you need to shift the atmosphere. In order for you to be who God has called you to be, you got to show yourself approved. You got to learn your nuggets. You have to be able to go into rooms like Clubhouse and Facebook and really put a black eye in the enemy face by uplifting. Me having the Herpenoid Network, I've had it since 2012. I felt as if I wasn't equipped for the assignment that God had for me. So I wanted to go back to school and get my certification, go back to school and get my degree so I can get into this word, be able to lead my people and be a leader, not just be a leader to say I'm a leader, but be a qualified leader and know what I'm talking about before we go out there. We can't just go out there without the whole armor of God on. It ain't gonna work, Travis. We have to have the whole armor of God.
Right.
So when the devil do come, we giving it to him with the word of God. We're giving it to him by motivating our women. We're giving it to him by being a light in darkness. And I didn't mind doing that and being that. So I had to get ready. I had to put the whole armor of God on my life. So when the enemy do come at me, he can't knock me down because I'm on a solid foundation. How do you get on a solid foundation? Studying, believing, staying focused on the vision that God has for your life, and being who God has created you to become, unapologetically, like Divinity actually says, and just be who God says you need to be.
Oh my gosh. I asked that question because I know this is gonna be fire tonight, right?
Oh, it's going down.
We speak to each other. Like we speak on the telephone privately. And the fact that I have her personal phone number because she was I'm just going to share. You're talking about this, you need to have certifications and you need to step up, be approved, not by God. I mean, not by others, but by God. But you need to have your armor on. That's right. I'm always like, I don't need no certification. Well, I need a certification because that's just me. I'm always a rebel. And it finally, God's been talking to me and I finally said, okay, because, I'm looking to go to a certain level in this community, in my business, in the business world. And you play small, then you win small. You play big, then you win big. Mm-hmm. So, with all that said, now, guess who's going for certification? But anywho, Dr. Nikki will get you. She just keep going at you, just talking.
But you know what? Because one thing I love about me and your relationship, we understand the assignment that God has given us. Me and TrevisMichelle can tackle a room easily because she might say something that I probably wouldn't say. I might say something that she probably wouldn't say. But we gel so well together because of the love that God has given her and given me to her, and vice versa. When you have equally yoked relationships, that's when things can manifest and show itself strong. You got to have equally yoked relationships.
Absolutely. And that is so important because when people think of equally yoked, what are they thinking about? Marriage.
Right.
Well, there are more than one, relationship.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
So, oh my goodness. Now, how is it you're such a powerful woman, a visionary, but you're also a first lady? So how do you walk that line? Because let me tell you something. She's always talking about her fine husband. And these people, you're a strong personality. How do you handle and deal and walk that line? Not that it's a fine line of staying authentic, but still being you.
Well, I'll say this right here. For me, my mom's a pastor's wife. My sister-in-law, my brother's a pastor, so my sister-in-law's a pastor. I've been around it all my life. Mm-hmm. But what I said to myself, if I ever was to become one, I would love the hell out of people. You know how you meet most pastors' wives? They're stuck up. They got to have the hat on. They got to be fly like this. I said I would never. I said I would never. Now I'm fly now. Don't get it wrong, y'all know I put an outfit on the minimum bling girl. But I just did not want to be the typical pastor's wife where you cannot even touch me or I'm looking you up and down. I'm being skeptical about you speaking to my husband. I'm very solid in who I am. And I feel like, if he's going to cheat, it's going to be on him. We got to stop looking at these ladies. And so for me, I didn't want to be the kind of pastor's wife that would be all stuck up and not speaking to people. And you know what I'm saying? That's not the typical pastor's wife. They talk about us, but that's not everybody. Everybody doesn't have that mindset. I can only be myself. So I wanted to be the pastor's wife because I've had a bad dealing with a pastor's wife. She was horrible. And I'm just going to be real with you. And I don't like her to this day. I just don't like her because she was so stuck up on herself. And so I just wanted to be totally opposite. I wanted to be approachable and I wanted to serve God's people. Because with that name and that title, they already messed it up anyway. You know what they said about pastor's wife. And I just not want to be that. So I be defending pastor's wife because all of us are not like that.
Wow. And now tell us where your husband is the pastor and you're the first lady. I want folks to know because
he's the pastor of Destiny Word Christian Center in Montgomery, Alabama. We reside in Wetumpka, Alabama, kind of about 15, 20 minutes from Montgomery. But the church itself overall, we have some amazing members, we have some amazing leaders, we have amazing people who come and support. And I just love being who I am. My job is to make sure Jeremiah Ziegler's happy. And I'm gonna make sure he's happy. That's my role. That's my assignment.
Okay. Now see, I hope Queens, I hope you heard her. You hear what she said? Now with everything that she's doing, she's making sure her husband is happy. Mm-hmm. And in turn, he's making sure that she's happy, because every time I see him on Facebook or any pictures or anything, he's happily smiling, because you have to have that support. And for those of us, hi Adriana, hi Kay, I see you. Angela House, thank you. Monique Flemings, Dr. Joe Harris, Constance Willard, in the house. Tanya Burton. Yes, we have Herpenoid in here. Wynetta Schaefer, Edith Carey Roberts. You know, I like shouting out names. Why? Because I'm tired of going on these shows and people don't shout out names.
Don't never shout out.
They don't give their audience any attention, and I feel that that's wrong. So I'm going to sit up here and I'm going to every now and then I'm going to shout you guys out, because you deserve to be shouted out, because you took the time to come here. You could have been any place. Now y'all know you're supposed to be here, but you could have been anywhere else. So I'm thanking you from the bottom of my heart, right? So that you guys continue to come and continue to share, because this show is going, it's international, going global, and y'all coming along. It's not about me. It's bigger than me. It's about you. And that's why I'm here every Wednesday. So, okay. So I wanted to make sure we give reverence to your husband.
Yes.
Okay. Now, passed on that.
Come on
now. So tell us, you have your show.
I do.
And what is the premise for your show? Because it comes on. Tell us when.
My show is a Christian show called The Combo with Dr. Nikki Ziegler. I am looking for 2 more hosts, because I want to make it more of a talk show for Christian women in business. And so what I do is, and starting in January, I'm looking for 2 hosts. If you're interested in being a host with me, we're going to talk about some amazing things. But what I'm doing is I'm looking for 2 more hosts to help me host the show. And the show itself deals with Christian women in business. If they are an author, if they are a preacher, if they have their own book, if they are on a conference, the show itself is all about interviewing these women and men of God who's doing some amazing things. So it is off the chain. I love the show. I love the people. It's on YouTube, and it's on my actual page. And so we have a lot of people that come in and support the show, and I'm excited about it. And I also have a podcast as well. That's
right. And so tell us the dates and times.
It normally comes on Thursday, all day on Thursday. I normally have about 10 interviews. I do a lot. My show has a niche to it. And like I said, it's only geared towards people like TrevisMichelle and those who are doing some big things in the community. So, yes, but I am looking for 2 other hosts to help me host a show starting in January. So if you want to be a host, inbox me. Let's connect and see what we can do together.
And now, one thing I'm going to tell you, when you inbox Dr. Nikki, be ready. Don't come up short, because she's going to call you out on it in love. Be ready, because she does not play. You will get your visibility. You will learn. You will grow. And if you're serious about your business, about your company, right? No, we're not calling it our small business, okay? That's what they may have to say on an application, but it's our company, because you have to change your mind shift.
That's right.
Your mindset has to turn to a mind shift. So you have to speak into existence what you want, where you are, even if you're not there, and if you don't even know how you're getting there yet. Because that's what I did. Because I shouted.
You can't say the word small. The word small is out of the vocabulary, because once you put the word small on anything that you have, that's what it's going to be, small. We want to think big, okay? Big dreams, big life, big world. Yes, we got to stop doing that. We limit ourselves. We put a small on anything. That's like intimidating. Oh, she got her little talk show. She got her little or small. There's nothing small about me and TrevisMichelle, because we're confident in who we are, and you should be too.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important, your circle. It's pruning time. This is the 4th quarter. It is pruning time. You cannot walk into 2022 the same way you walked into 2021.
Oh, somebody said they like your hair, girl. TrevisMichelle looking cute with this haircut, baby. Come on with it.
Thank you. You know what? As I was saying, you have to walk and be more confident. I've always had, and people look at me and like, you're so confident, you're so this. And I was like, but I had to say, I'm embracing my hair. It curls up on its own. But I was tired of trying to the wigs, the this, and I wanted a certain way. And I said, I am just going to cut. And I don't want it cut like everybody else. So, I do my mohawk because I'm different. I walk by the beat of my own drum. Okay. I'm just saying, you have to be you. Dr. Joe says you have to be bold. Adriana says we have to come to dominate, right? And right. Angela House says speak life. Hi, Dr. Miata. Hello. Thank you so much for coming in. Oh my gosh. Gail, God's child. Thank you so much for coming in. Jay Denise says nothing small. Geneva Ashley says, ladies. Yes. Adriana, thank you so much for complimenting me on my haircut. And she's saying, I'm loving the braids too, Dr. Nikki. But you see, that's what I love about our women of color.
Y'all know I do a whole shoot.
Grow, and do and look beautiful in that process. So now we're talking about you gotta tell us some good stuff here. So now the struggle, because we see you're what? You're a millionaire. You have several businesses. You're speaking all over. In fact, I am going to be one of her lead speakers in Puerto Rico next year. So yes. I'm so excited about that. This opportunity that I'm receiving. But how do you just hold it together? Because there's so many, we go through health, we go through relationships, life happens. And how do you hold that together while you're out promoting other people, because you are so selfless and speaking and pouring into other people? What do you do to pour into you?
I think it's just learning how to balance things out. You know what I'm saying, Travis? We have to learn how to say no. We have to learn how to slow down. And God is still working on me with that. We have to learn how to pick certain battles. Everybody's not meant to be in the connection that we have. You know what I'm saying? You have to be who you have connected to you. You got to make sure that people are, equally yoked, like we talked about earlier. But for me, it's just all about living the will of God, Travis, and making sure I am making Jesus' name great again. Like really loving on me as a person, taking care of things that I need to take care of so I can sustain myself. Because it's not easy, leading a pack of amazing women to her basket. It's not that easy because, you have different attitudes. Everybody got their own businesses. So, just trying to coordinate. Sometimes you can walk on eggshells because you don't want to offend people. So I'm learning how to really ask God to give me that spirit of discernment, to make sure how I speak to people, how I act to people, how I support people, how I, how I move. God has to be the center of everything that we all do every day. I don't care about the glam. I don't care about, I love the little pink stuff, my little glam stuff, but all the other shining, I want my herbacers to shine. I want everybody to make it because it's enough room out here for all of us to make it. And so when you have that kind of mantle on your life that say collaboration trumps competition, that's when things are moved different for you because it's not about me. This time that God has given me, it's so bigger than me. I mean, it really is. And I'm learning this every day. The struggle has been real because 3 years ago, I was homeless. Like I was in a whole different spot. Yeah. And so I lost everything because of that spirit of pride. And once I totally gave my life to God and repented and changed my ways, God gave me what I needed through my husband, through ministry, through my trials and tribulations. Sometimes you have to go through stuff in life to make sure that you understand. Sometimes we got to repeat the 2nd grade and repeat the 10th grade in order for God to pop you on the hand and say, you need to do it that way. I remember the time I was making $30,000 a month, TrevisMichelle, flying over the world, working for different pastors, and I didn't appreciate what God had gave me. So what he had to do, he had to remove what he gave me and say, let me try it to you again. He gave it to me again. I failed again. He had to remove it again. And so the last time when he gave it to me, I said, you know what, God, I'm ready now. Sometimes you have to repeat. Sometimes you have to lose to gain, to lose to gain again, so God's name can stay before his people. If we're trying to outshine God, then what do we need God for?
What? That's what I'm talking about. And I'm just starting to share when people know like my voice and stuff. And Kay is saying that the show is frozen, but I see some people are still being able to comment. So I guess y'all can still hear us. But I had started to not do some of the things that God had wanted me to do. And he sat my hips down. I ended up, because I'm a registered nurse, I had to take the vaccine in NYC because I was not obedient, right? So my business is not where I need to be that I could be independent. And I ended up having a really bad reaction to the first vaccine. The first one, you get two and they say the second one's so bad. And I didn't want to talk. It really messed with me. And God was like, my daughter preached to me. And she's never done this in my entire life. Grew up in the church and all, never. And she said, Mom, God sat you down because you stopped doing what he assigned you to do. Meanwhile, I'm like looking at my phone. Who is this chick that's talking to me like this? And you don't realize how important it is when you're pouring into your children. And she preached to me that day because I was bubbling. I was just sloppy, crying. I had to take it. Now I have all these health issues from it and the side effects and everything. And so when you say you have to lose in order to gain, and then my voice, I'm a speaker. Y'all know that I am speaking, and I have a powerful voice. I have a powerful message. I'm supposed to. And I had to say, you know what? I'm going to speak anyway.
Oh, God.
I have been the last 4 weeks. I've been home. My job sent me home because I was a mess from the side effects. Wow. And when I would come on here on Wednesday, tonight I have a little bit of a fever, not much. I was sweating. I had a fever the last 4 weeks. My God. Almost every day. But I still showed up because I was like, God, you spared my life. So I have to show up no matter what. And so you have to keep moving. You have to keep pushing. And then to be in the presence, in the circle with women. Like we have Adriana on her way on here said, ooh, we Jesus. Let me tell you, as part of the Tilted Crown Squad, this is a praying woman. She's our prayer warrior. Now we all prayer warriors, but this is a prayer warrior. And to have people like that around who are praying for you, even if they don't know exactly what's going on, because I really didn't share it. I didn't want to really talk about it, because I had all these feelings. That's when, God said, now I'm gonna sit you down. You want me to sit you down again? I'm like, I'm good, God. I'm good. I'm good. You're not gonna take this. I said I'm gonna, you share my story and giving you honor first, but people need to hear my testimony, right? I'm here to help women gain back their confidence one step at a time, who have felt that they've been humiliated, they've been degraded, they've been marginalized, to let them know that they can walk in their power by being a willing participant, by taking action, those action steps, by loving themselves, and by kicking butt unapologetically. No matter what people are saying about you, you know to whom you belong. So that's what you are here to do. That's what my purpose is right here, and sharing that with my story. So I'm like, God, it may not sound the way I want it to sound, but I will not stop talking. I will not stop telling. I will not stop helping, because you have given me life.
Okay, but you know what? I'm going to say this too. We have to learn how to show up. We make so many excuses on why this and why that, why this. Listen to me. Let me be transparent. This eye right here is jacked up. She knows it. She's my nurse. She knows it. But I still showed up. You know why? Because it wasn't about this eye. You cannot let the devil defeat you on things that you know you got to get done. I could not show up on TrevisMichelle Show. I'm obligated because I said I was going to be there. I'm looking ugly. I got no makeup on. I got no lipstick on. But I'm here. You know why? Because this is what you call genuinely love. Okay? We got to stop panicking these relationships. When God sends you people in your life, you got to show them love. Love is a what? Action word. So there is no way I wasn't gonna show up for TrevisMichelle because I know if I call her, she gonna catch a flight and she coming to get me. You hear me? So we got to learn how to start showing up for people who are bringing light to our life. All these features that you got attached to your name, people who just want to use you or what you got and what you bring to the table, you got to start releasing those people. And I don't believe in cutting them off. You can love them a distance. You ain't got to be evil to them. But start getting all the dead weight. Do you know how hard it is to carry dead bodies? We can go there. It's real hard. And what you do when you carry these dead bodies, it's not going to make you feel good. It's heavy to carry a dead body. But guess what? When you start releasing unnecessary stress, unnecessary pain, unnecessary relationships, that's when you'll see God show up and show out. But you got to learn how to release. We hold on to too many unnecessary people who God been told us to release. And we hold on to them thinking they're going to get better. They're not going to get no better. They're going to get worse. And then when you got your character cussing and carrying on, God said, you know what? You can't even do that because guess what? I've been told you to release them. So guess what? We got to learn how to release all these dead bodies. How many dead bodies do you have in your circle who ain't bringing nothing to the table? Well, I don't want to hurt our feelings, but baby, it's killing you. It's killing you. I went through some stuff a couple of weeks ago, and I promise you, Angela House and Geneva's on here. I was so depressed and so sad because I put so much force into people, and I'm always getting the bad end of the deal. And first thing God said to me was, well, I've been told you let them go. Why are you holding on to it?
What? Come on now.
Why are you holding on to unnecessary people? But let's get back to this show up and show out. You got to learn how to show up for yourself. Showing up for yourself not only means showing up to the occasion, it also means showing up into the assignment that God is giving you. And what you got to understand is you cannot bring everybody to your show up. We bring too many unnecessary people, TrevisMichelle, to when it's time for us to show up and show out. And then you wonder why things ain't going the way you want to go because you got too much dead weight. Release the dead weight. I promise you, hashtag release the dead weight. Everything we got to do right now has to be intentional. It got to be the way God wants it to go. I told God, teach me how to be an intentional woman. And sometimes he has to shut you down. I've been shut down for 4 days in my bed. You know it, Travis, because me and you talk. But I had to learn in the midst of me shutting down, I had to get into that word. I had to keep pushing, but God wanted me to stay in my house. I've been in my house for 4 days. That's not like me. Everybody know I'm normally on the go. But sometimes God had to sit you down to make you realize that, listen, Dr. Nikki, I need your attention. Because you can't help the herbacers if you ain't helping yourself. When you go, watch this, when you go to the airport, the first thing they tell you to do when you get on the plane is to do what? Cover your mouth up first and then help the other person. I can't cover my mouth up if I ain't paying attention. You got to sit down and pay attention.
That's right.
And I'm blaming myself. I'm talking to myself. Ouch. I moved around too much. And now I'm asking God to show me what you need me to do so I can be great for your people and for your kingdom so people can do what? Come back to Christ. But exactly. I can't help nobody, TrevisMichelle, if I'm broken.
And that's what we do. When we're coaches, when we're women of God, just Black women, and especially Christian women, we're always taught take care of everybody else. I was taught in school that it's Jesus, others, and then yourself. Why are you right? And it's always God first, but then it should be you.
It gotta be
that's where I'm about. But you know what?
I had to learn that even with my husband Jeremiah. Like I could not love him if I don't even love me. That's why when people get married and they start doing more for the man they doing for themselves, you're like, okay, how do I supposed to be there a life for Jeremiah or be anything to him as a wife if I'm still trying to figure out who I am as a person?
Right.
Has it been easy, Travis? It hasn't been easy. I make it look easy, but every day I'm striving to be a light so I can make sure my household is straight. And I'm still learning that. See, when you are lying, we talk about the lion and otter during her bachelor class. When you are a lion, I had to learn sometimes a lion, we're strong, but we are some of the most messy people. I have to learn how to keep my area clean because we got so much on our mind.
Right.
That's why you have to hire people to do what? Come in. We heard that from Pastor Marina this morning on Clubhouse. She said, I had to hire maids because I ain't got time to be cleaning up no house. So you got to understand what value you bring to the table. How are you shifting the mindset of your people? By getting to your word, loving on yourself. But once I learn love me, then I can love on Geneva. I can love on Travis. I can love on Angie. I can love on Dr. Joe. But I can't love on nobody if I'm miserable. Misery loves company.
That's right. And you see, guys, let me tell you again, visionary, leader, visionary. And getting back to that visionary part, now you didn't even share that you have anthologies and that you bring other women in so that they can have a voice. It's so important as women that we have voices, right? We get silenced. Somebody's always taking away our power, and you allow them to go from powerless to powerful. So tell us about that anthology. How do you do that?
But you have to. So I wrote the book. It's about 14 of us all over the world wrote this book. It's called An Overcomer Woman. And so that was my chapter that I wrote, was chapter number 8. And I dealt with my uncle molesting me. I dealt with being rejected as a young girl, being dark skinned. You know, they picked on me for a long time when I was a kid. And as I began to learn who I am, I wanted to let it go because I was able to overcome mental and physical abuse. And so what ended up happening, I ended up calling a couple of my good girlfriends and said, hey, y'all, come on, let's write this anthology. From me calling them, it ended up being bigger than what it was. And it just ended up being an amazing book. So many people are still talking about this book. And so we have another one coming out next year. I'm doing it with Geneva D. Ashley. And this time we're going to talk about domestic violence and substance abuse. You know, we're going to talk about domestic violence. And so with me, you know, I went through that, but I didn't realize I went through that until I talked to Geneva. When she was like, well, you know, domestic abuse doesn't automatically have to be somebody hitting you. It could be in your head, them going off on you or belittling you. And I remember I used to go through that when I was young. I said, you know what? We need to bring that book back and do another book, another anthology called Overcoming Woman, but it's going to be the domestic abuse, you know, edition. And so we do have different people that want to write the book. And if you're hearing the sound of my voice, if you're interested in helping us write the anthology, go ahead and say, hey, put me in, coach, put me in. And so we can go ahead and put you in there. So hashtag put me in, coach, and we'll come back and reach out to you so we can go ahead and get you into this this anthology that you're going to write with me and Geneva D. Ashley. So I'm excited about the book.
Oh my goodness. See, now when you come here tonight, I know y'all didn't expect all this, but you know, every week is just going to get better and better because we come on here and have these real conversations. And I like to share with people that there's a reason why we're on at 10 p.m. I've had some of my friends like, girl, you know, I'm trying to get sleepy and all that. And I was like, okay, because, you know, I can't worry about that because I knew that this space was supposed to be 10 p.m. so people can relax, so that Queens, we can sit back and take our time, have our children put to bed, our husbands, booze, whatever, put to bed. That is just for us. It's our time. Because I wanted real talk. I don't want it to be sugar-coated. I'm not a sugarcoat person.
You know,
I know that. You know, I'm not. I'm a New Yorker. I'm a Black woman. And, you know, ER was my specialty in the hospital. So I'd rather be a straight shooter. Real, no chaser.
But you know what? We have to be. And I think that's why you and I gel. We've always gelled so well together because we're coming straight to you. And I think that's so needed in the body of Christ. We have to learn how to be a straight shooter. And Angela House, no, that's my word. Listen, I'm a straight shooter. And sometimes people get offended by that. But I'd rather for it to be a straight shooter than to be the one that stab you in the back and talk behind your back.
You know exactly what you get. Because I'm going to be the same all the time. Like I said, what was my outro? I'm too much for some, not enough for others, but I'm always going to be just right for me. And I had to be comfortable with that. This did not come. This confidence is not something I was like, oh my goodness, people look at me. I had to work on myself. I have to work on myself all the time and still put myself through my WALK. and like, okay, get your head together, be a willing participant. You can do this. Still love on yourself. Love yourself with your short hair. Love yourself with this voice that's having, love yourself with the fatigue, the fever, all this that's going on.
And love yourself with the beautiful pearls and that pink shirt. Come on,
what?
Get it. Oh.
And these pearls I wear in honor of my grandmother, because yes, when she always loved pearls, and she was a Delta. So at Bethune-Cookman College, she was taught by Mary McLeod Bethune. That's where she met my grandfather too. And I'm in their home. That's why I always usually have there you go. That's supposed to be in the picture. That represents my grandparents' union, their wedding bands. So I would wear it because at the hospital, these pearls have saved lives. I've been a registered nurse 25 years and I've worn pearls for 25 years. So she always said, be a lady.
That's right.
No, at all, no matter, even when you tell somebody, I'll still be a lady. So when I've had, wanted to strangle some patients, and yes, I did. I wore pearls with my scrubs. They would sometimes, call me the pearly nurse, but the nurse with the pearls, I can't remember her name.
Right.
And I will touch these pearls, and it's like my grandma is saying, okay, pull it in, pull it in. And sometimes I pull it in, and sometimes you just got to get a little tag just every now and then, every now and again. I do want to say hello. Dr. Miata has put in here some comments. Monique Fleming says, yes.
Miata.
Constance Willard says self-care is necessary. Geneva says, yep. Rest woman, Dr. Nikki. We have everybody is not meant to go with you on this journey, says Gail. Angela House says, you got to recognize the end of the seasons and let it go. What? So powerful. Release the dead weight. Can't bring everybody to your show up, says Dr. Miata. Now you keep mentioning the Herbassadors. I need you to share with people, who are the Herbassadors? Tell us about the Herpenoid Network.
So the Herbassadors is about 52, 57 ladies from all over the world who is a part of the Herpenoid Tribe. These are women who own their own businesses, maybe their coach or author. They might be a CEO of their own brand, but they're all types of ladies, Christian women in business, who are here to help fix crowns, motivate, hold each other accountable. We just do a lot. We do a lot together, and we love each other. So the love is real. And so they're all, I got some in Texas, we got some in Tennessee. Come on, y'all, let's hashtag it on out. We got some in Tennessee, we got some in Alabama, we got some in Washington State, we have some in the Carolinas, we have some and we got them all over the world, even across seas, the Virgin Islands, we have them in, just all over the world. And so what we do is we come together and we collectively just build the brand itself, and we just love each other. That's what it's all about. And so the Herpenoid Network is a organization that helps you to build your brand. We fix your crown. We do a lot. So starting in January, we are accepting membership. So for you to be a member, it's $150 to do it. And you can either pay it monthly or you can pay it for 1 year. And what we do is do webinar classes. We have speakers come in and teach you how to grow your coaching business, how to build your brand. We'll have experts to come in and teach you how to do your social media marketing. And so you'll pay a monthly fee, or you could pay it per year. And it just teaches you. So the Herbassadors are the tribe. They're the top level. And then from the Herbassadors come the membership that comes under the Herbassadors. And so we just all come together and just really love on each other and really give us good sound advice. Sometimes TrevisMichelle might teach us some one day. Angela House might teach us some another day. Mama Deborah teaches some, Mama Constance. And so all of us come together collectively and have some real serious, deep dialogue about business.
That's right. And also we for the Herbassadors, we meet like once a month. And it was so interesting.
Right. We have a mandatory meet once a month on a Sunday afternoon where we do different workshops. We talk about important things for the actual organization, but we also have events that's coming up. We have the Stronger Her Retreat that's going to be in Destin, Florida in September the 14th through the 17th. We got all kinds of, we got the Herpreneur Boot Camp. Actually, that's supposed to be in 2 weeks, but it has been moved to January. And so we'll give you those dates. Travis is one of our headline speakers for that. We got a plan. We got the Hurricane that's coming up. It's going to be on the 6th. It's going to be an intimate moment where we talk about real life that happens with women in business. We want to do the Herb Cave on tour. And so we're talking to some of the different herbassadors in different markets. We got to bring it to New York City and go visit TrevisMichelle. She's going to host her own Herb Cave. Geneva D. will host her own Herb Cave. Jerica called me today and said, Dr. Nick, I'm ready to host my own Herb Cave. And so what it is, it's a place where venues come and set up. We have dialogue, we have worship, we talk, we mingle, we mix, and we just build solid foundation because we're all about that sisterhood. We got to do it.
And that's
so I'm excited.
And that's key, sisterhood. We have to have that sisterhood. When people in media is saying that women, especially women of color, Black women, don't work together, they're lying. But they have to keep that narrative up to try to keep us divided, right? So you can't listen to that narrative. That's why it's important to have your circle. I have the ground squad, right? I have the herpreneurs, ambassadors now. So we have to be armored. 2020, God was pissed. He's pissed off. He had the world's attention. 2021, he's saying, okay, what are you doing to prepare? Because as someone was saying, I think it was it Pastor Jay Daniels, who were saying that the feast, the famine comes, and then after that, you have all of the, people start rising up. So if you're not preparing, you're talking about a food shortage now.
Yes.
You can't get your Christmas gifts. There's so many things. You can't get your products. Gas prices going up. But what are you doing to prepare? You can't walk out of 2021 into 2022 saying the same story.
That's right.
You have that side business, then you need to work on that. The government, nobody else is trying to help you.
Right.
You have to be self-sufficient. It's time for you to dig down and stop waiting on somebody else when we collectively can rise to the top. Because the more people you have helping you get to the top, the quicker you can get there and the better. We don't want to be down here at the bottom, right?
And I think everybody in this time of season is learning how to push each other up. You know what I'm saying? Like pushing each other up. Like I know Dr. Miata might be good at mindset, or TrevisMichelle might be good at mindset, but guess what? Mama Constance can teach you how to lose weight. Geneva actually knows how to deal with broken women. Angela House knows how to handle business. You know what I'm saying? Jerica knows how to push you to your purpose. Like everybody has their own role. Mm-hmm. I'm not good at some areas, but TrevisMichelle is. So we have to learn how to, and sometimes take the back seat, and then sometimes to be moved forward. Like I love sitting back and letting the herbassadors do what they do best, because that's what they know how to do best. I can't shine all the time. It ain't about Dr. Nikki. And I tell them that all the time. I'm just a visionary. God has given me this vision. But if we come together and have a dialogue, you can put something into it. She can put something into it, and everybody come together collectively. That builds a brand where all of us are fixing each other's crown, and we're not worried about what the next man got going on, because we're over here doing some over here. That's going to move a whole nation. This
exactly.
is a nation movement. So the Herpenoid has been a blessing to me, meeting so many amazing people like a Mama Constance or Mama Deborah, Kay, Mama Gail, Helen. It's just so many people bring so many things that build the brand the way it is. I can't dare do this by myself. When Jesus went out into the vineyard, he couldn't do it all by himself. He had to take people with him that was equipped and wasn't ready to shine per se, but they had their own motive on what they want to do. Now the question is it a good or bad motive? Now that's the question.
Right.
Because everybody has a motive. My question, is it good or is it bad? Because if I bring something to the table, guess what? If you bring something to the table, if everybody else collectively brings something to the table, we can make a whole lot of noise. But if it's all about a one-man show, we can't do nothing like that. And I'm learning that everywhere I go. Like, I don't mind saying, TrevisMichelle, I need you to have Geneva D. on the show next week, or Travis, I need you to have this person, because it's all about us collectively pushing each other's brand to the next level.
That's right. Because it's always, when you shine, I shine. When I shine, you shine. Constance Willer says, make that good pot of gumbo, blended flavors. Okay. And Geneva says, what is your motive? Everybody has one. And, and it's okay to have a motive. It's okay because you need a strategy, you need a plan, right? Monet says, I love you, Dr. Nikki. She popped in here.
My little sugar. That's my baby. I love you, Monet. I love you too, Kay.
Dr. Nikki, how can we find you? Where can we find you? Tell us in these social media streets.
Hashtag Google me. Right about that. I'm gonna tell you why I say hashtag Google me, and it makes me cry. And I'm not gonna cry on the show this time. When I used to Google my name, it was so jacked up, Travis. And when I say God has, oh hallelujah, Lord God, God has renewed my name, girl. I remember when you could not. I mean, serious. I used to be people say, "Oh, I'm gonna find out where you at." I used to hate people trying to find out what I'm doing. Because my name was so jacked up because I had made so many bad business moves. But see, when you learn better, you do better. So now when you look at Dr. Nikki Ziegler, you'll find me all over the place. But you can find me on my website, drnickyziegler.com, off every social media handle you can think of. LinkedIn, Clubhouse is where you're really going to find me at. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any social media marketing, you'll find me there. But I just thank God for just renewing my strength. I thank God for putting me with some amazing women of God like TrevisMichelle and Dr. Laurel. That's my girl. She's always supporting me. I see Stacy's on here. I mean, it's so much love, guys. And I really appreciate the love, man. Listen, y'all don't make me cry because I know how far God has given me. And I was such the black sheep of my family, TrevisMichelle. I made a post on Facebook. I say the black sheep turn into the goat. Because I didn't, my cousins, they always was the kind of people they drink, they smoke, they party. And I was always the different one. I've never smoked before. I've never drunk before my whole life. And so I would try to fit in, but I couldn't fit in because I felt so awkward. You know how you like by yourself? It's like, I'm over here, y'all. They're like, oh, we don't want to do what you want to do. And so I prayed a prayer to God. I said, God, send me around people who like to do what I like to do. I don't have to go to the club. Like, you ain't gonna see me in the club no way. But I don't have to curse or drink or smoke or I'm just a girl, Travis. I have never even tasted a glass of wine. I've never smoked a drink before. I'm a real church girl. And God just started sending me around wholesome people who do what I like to do. And I'm just in a happy place in my life right now because I have such a balance of people who God has really put in my life who genuinely love me with the right motive. So, and I'm happy to have my herbacity. I love them to death.
Yes. And you know what? We love you to death. And you have a whole new family. You have a whole new tribe. Tilted Crown Squad is over here loving it. I love the comments. Adriana is here. Wynetta, Tanya. I mean, they showed up for me. And that's what we do. Also, right. We show up for each other. Davida, we have Shani who shows up to Ray. And, Kai, we're all over each other because it's rough out here. If you don't have somebody helping you, it takes a long time to get up there. And what you know, I may not know. What I know, you may not know. But together, because it's what? Collaboration. Our tagline on Tilted Crown Squad is collaboration over competition.
Come on.
That's what our premise is. And so we have set up on the phone. When I was writing my book, Shani lives in California. I'm in NYC, 3 hours difference. I could not write. And she says, I'm going to sit on this phone. You have a deadline. It has to be turned in today. And she sat there. Now it was 2:00 in the morning, my time. So that's 3 hours earlier. I didn't get off the phone from because she just sat there while I was writing. She wasn't talking to me. She did her work because she has easytree.me if you need a link on your Instagram page. She's a Black woman, web designer, better than that other tree, easytree.me. And she says, you can do this because having been abused by my mom and I was beat that I could not write. Mm-hmm. So I had to write my chapter from Saving Lives While Fighting for Mine, the anthology I'm a part of.
Yes.
And I literally was moving my head because I could feel her punching me as I was writing. And she kept saying, you can do it. And I was crying and I wrote through it. And then I said, Mommy, I did it. I was able to put it on paper. That was huge for me. But
My
she
God.
stayed on that phone from 2 o'clock in the morning, my time, until it was like 7 o'clock. She stayed up all night with me. That's that sister circle.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's what we need.
You have to have it. And once you get that kind of connection with some people, you got to cherish it. We have to learn how to be a real friend. When you are a real friend, that's when God will show you. See, he said, show yourself to be friendly. You got to be a real friend. And so I thank God for the people that God has generally put into my life to teach me how important sisterhood is. And, in order for you to be a real friend, the perfect example, TrevisMichelle, is Christ. Real friend. Even when Judas did him wrong, he told you, I already know what you're going to do. Just don't go do what you're going to do. Because he knew what he had to do.
Right.
And sometimes whenever you are connected to people, it's not going to be all easy. But is it worth it? You know what I'm saying? It got to be worth it. It has to be like God teach us how to be a real friend. I'm a friend of God. In this time of season, we have to learn how to be friends. In order to be friendly, you got to show yourself friendly.
Right.
So when you call me at 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna pick up the phone because I know you are my friend. I know if you calling me, either you need something or you got something to give me. And what happened? You had something to give me. And once you gave it to me, honestly, after me and your conversation, my whole eye started changing.
Wow.
So this eye was completely closed.
Right.
I took what you said, I applied what you told me to do, and once I listened, you got to be teachable. As a friend, you still have to be teachable. As a friend, you have to get somebody that's going to hold you accountable. You got to have a person that can hold you accountable. But when she called my phone and told me what to do, because I know this is a licensed RN nurse, and I respect who she is to me, the moment she told me to do it, I was obedient. I went and did what she told me, and now my eye is getting better. So I thank God for my true friend, TrevisMichelle.
I'm just so honored. I'm so honored. And I don't say humble. You know why I don't say humble anymore? Because my grandmother taught me, she says, the only person you're supposed to humble yourself to is God. And so that I'm not humble. But she says, we are supposed to walk in grace. We are supposed to be gracious. So I am so gracious. I'm so honored to call you sister and to call you friend. And but that's what we're supposed to do. And as Adriana says, teachable. Now that will preach by itself. Janita says, nope, never easy, but with God, it is worth it. Alicia says, singing thank you for being a friend, traveling around the world and back again. Your heart is true. I'm just so excited. I can't believe like the hour is almost up, but guys, I am just excited that you came here. That you took time out of your night, because you need to be here every Wednesday. And I did say that every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern time, because we are going to snap off those eyelashes, except me and the guests. You're going to put your bonnet on. You're going to have your beverage of choice, in your blank, right? Because that's what we do. And sit back and have some real talk, no chaser. And we're going to educate. You're going to learn. Come on, we're going to have fun on here, because that's just who I am. And that's what we do. And we can still have fun and still learn. We can still have fun and still get the work done. We have to stop sitting up and being so tight and pressured, and our pressure is going up, because you have to be able to release.
Now you coming to Destin, Florida. Now who you bringing with you? I know you're gonna get you some good girlfriends. Come on down to Destin, Florida.
I'm calling out Adriana. I am calling out Davida. Come on, y'all. You better come on up.
You about to turn up, y'all. Destin, Florida. I promise you, it ain't gonna never be the same with us. I'm telling you, we're gonna hit the beach. We're gonna get that word on. We're gonna get this education. TrevisMichelle gonna teach us how to forgive our people, because forgiveness is real. If this girl out all the hell she done been through, am I pointing the right way? Yeah, that way. This right here, her right there. If she can forgive, the way her mom and her family did her, I know we can forgive. And I need her to come to this retreat and teach us how to forgive. Forgiveness is real.
Right. Forgiveness is powerful and forgiveness is freeing. And Adriana and Davida are already in Florida. They're near in the Tampa area. So that's right. She said she's what, 2.5? What are the dates? What are the dates for Destin?
September 14th through the 17th. Geneva, y'all put it in there. And I'll get that link to you, woman of God. Because I'm telling you now, TrevisMichelle is going to shut, I'm telling you, her panel is going to shut it down. Because I already know once I give her that microphone, she's going to work.
Yeah, September 14th through 17th, 2022. And we're just so excited because we're already strategizing and planning for next year. What are you doing? Are you guys already strategizing for next year? This year, this is the end of the year, but it's not the end. It's the end of the year, the last quarter, but it's not the end. So you have to already be thinking ahead because we have to change our mind that is set on, oh, it's just the end of the year. Let me just wrap stuff up. No, it has to shift that I'm already planning into next year. Right? Because you got to stay ahead. Because if you're going to be a billionaire, if you're going to be a multimillionaire, then you need to think like a multimillionaire. You need to write it down and make it plain. You need to claim it now, not when I want to. No, it's I am. It's not when I'm going to be. I was sitting up here. My girlfriend reminded me, and my good friend, and she said, Monique, she was like, I was like, Monique, who's going to listen to me? I know I'm speaking and all of that. She says, you got this. You forgot that you've been speaking on Instagram since 2017. And I was like, she says, go back and look at your feed. And I was like, oh my God. She said, so you're not new at this. Just other folks had to find you. See, that's a good
thing. Look, she ain't new to this. She's true to this.
That's right. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. And when people say to you, how long have you been in business? It's not how long you've had your LLC, your S Corp. How long have you been doing what it is that you do? People have been asking you for advice for 10 years, whatever. So that's how long you've been in business. It's not about when your LLC started. Exactly. When people ask me about forgiveness and how long you've been confident and how long have I been speaking, I can't say, oh, well, my LLC started April of 2020. No. It's 40 years.
Come on.
You see what I'm saying? And I've been walking and talking and learning and growing and going through this experience. And so that's why, yes, I can forgive the traffickers who were ministers, the rapists, ministers, my mother and my daddy.
Come on.
I can forgive anybody.
Anybody.
Now, it doesn't mean I forget. Then that's where we get confused. But when I was able to forgive, it released me. You thought it was about them? No, I tell everybody, y'all, they teach us, and in church, come on, Christians, I may get upset, some of y'all, oh, we got to forgive them. Well, what about you forgive yourself first? How you forgiving them when you haven't forgiven yourself? That's why you're still angry. That's why you're still hurting yourself. That's why you're still depressed. That's why you want to commit suicide. That's why you can't get along with folk, because you're trying to forgive them and be perfect and do, instead of forgiving yourself first. I'm just saying.
Did you just drop the mic?
Oh, Dr. Miata, I see you.
Baby, she dropping mics right. Look at Dr. Miata. She dropping the mic, Dr. Miata.
I'm just so excited for you having been here tonight.
Yes.
Our time is just about up. I want to make sure that everyone knows you find Dr. Nikki, Coach Nikki on Ziegler.com, on Clubhouse, the Herpenoid Network. If you need an invite because you have an Android, don't worry that we'll contact us. We'll get you in, because it doesn't matter if you have an iPhone or an Android now. You can join.
We have all of it. Yes.
Exactly. On Facebook, the Herpenoid Network. There's Dr. Nikki. She has her podcast. She has her show. If you want to be a part. Dr. Nikki, you forgot to tell. Don't you have an affirmations book coming out? I didn't hear you talk about that.
Yes, it's my girl. I'm looking for 365 ladies to help me do an affirmation book. If you're interested in doing the 365 days of affirmation for Christian women in business, inbox me on the back channel and I'll get you the information. I would love for you to help me write this affirmation book. It comes out in March. But I'll tell you something. I got to drop this nugget. So today has been a day. I had a chance to join the Black, is it tank, think tank?
Think tank.
Black think tank. They just made me a member. And Walmart was in there. Square was in there. Instagram people was in there. Facebook people was in there. I got so many connections because of Dr. Morena. She hooked me up with these people. And I got so many phone calls tomorrow. Listen, the struggle is real. Listen, let me tell you something. God will do exceedingly abundantly all that you could ever ask or think if you learn how to walk it out in His name.
That's right.
All the phone calls, because I was on there for 3 hours and there was some major players in the room. I mean, and they want to be inside of HBCU magazine. And you know it's gonna happen. So I'm excited about that. So we'll talk about on Clubhouse tomorrow what happened to me. But it just changed my whole life. It had my brain cracked open because people ready to swipe their cards. You got to be ready.
That's right. And you have to invest in you. I need you guys to join us on Clubhouse every Monday through Friday. It's from 8 to, it's usually 8 to 10. We, 8 to whenever, but
Eastern, 10 a.m. Eastern. Jericho's on here now. What's up, Jericho Watson? Come on through.
And the thing is, what you do when you come in there, you tell who you are. You pitch yourself. We need to hear who you are and how we can support you. Now, isn't that about nothing? Who you are and how we can support you. That's what I love about our group and this powerful group of women. Please make sure that you join us. You can find me at TrevisMichelle on Instagram, on YouTube, on LinkedIn. I'm working on LinkedIn, but pray for me. On Facebook and on Late Night with TrevisMichelle. I have my online course coming out on Freedom Friday. When you know better, you do better. I don't call it Black Friday. Look it up. It's Freedom Friday. And then I'm also working on a journal to come out. I have my one-to-one coaching. I'm so excited about it. But I'm working on, and I'm sharing it with the world now, I am working on my certification to be a master coach.
Come on, master coach.
That's what I'm doing, okay? Because we're out here to get the money. We cannot go and bless other folk and we poor.
Hashtag
stop feeling that you're a woman in business and we got to make everything free. We got to make it all. And how are you supposed to help other folk? How can you be a philanthropist? Huh? How can you really give back and not just your time?
My God.
We have to go for what we know.
That's
as long as we allow God to lead us and be in charge, because see, He owns our business. We're just the CEO.
That's right.
Then He's gonna open doors that you didn't know could be open. Just coming on here tonight, guys. Look, I'm just excited to have you. So I will see you next Wednesday. We're gonna have the dynamic Dr. Yolanda Jerry.
My God.
On here, yes, at 10 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you share. Come back. Dr. Nikki, can you leave us with some parting words?
Listen, I don't care how your life have had crazy ups and downs and it been twisted all around. We have to understand God has your back. No matter what it looks like, no matter what it seems like, no matter who have talked about you, no matter if you even self-sabotage yourself. You got to understand, once you give it to God, leave it there and let Him lead you down the path that He wants you to be on. Don't worry about what people say. Don't worry about how people feel about you. That ain't your business. But how you feel about yourself is everything. Stay focused, lift your head up, enjoy the ride, stay prayed up, fast every now and then, and let God lead the way. I
Thank you so much.
Thanking or the seed begging for bread. Also, show TrevisMichelle. We will talk to you.
I love you, Queen. I thank you so much for coming on, for the support. Monique says, great show. Kay says, amazing show tonight. Adriana says, I enjoyed this show. Again, find us on Clubhouse tomorrow, 7 a.m. Central Time, which is 8 a.m. Eastern, Herpenoid Network. You want to be a part of that affirmation.
We do got to sing this song, though. We do got to sing this song. You gonna sing this song with me?
What song?
Thank you for being a friend.
Oh my goodness.
Travel around the world and back again.
Back again.
The heart is
no, you know this voice.
Pal in a confidant. And if you do a party, anybody would never knew it would be the greatest. You don't know the words.
No, girl, and my voice is shot. So
you can sing.
And we don't own the rights to the song, Facebook, so don't be trying to act crazy on us.
I'm for real. Let me stop.
All right, you have to have fun. You have to have laughter.
Yes.
It releases the endorphins, the serotonin, so that you can breathe. So I'm excited that you guys are here, and I will see you next Wednesday. Remember, I'm TrevisMichelle. Too much for some, not enough for others, but guess what? I'm always just right for me. Until next week, good night.